People across the country are up in arms against the Citizenship Amendment Act, and Bengaluru was no different. But what the cops didn't expect was the massive showdown that the city witnessed today. Despite the Section 144 being imposed, the protesters came in large numbers and the cops were caught wanting from all angles. There was controversy, drama, chaos, and above all, a united voice echoing against the central government and CAA. Amidst all this, the common man in Bengaluru bore the brunt as traffic too was hit hard. Here's a report.
Thousands protest against CAA in Silicon City. Bengaluru witnesses high-intensity protests. Hundreds of protesters detained by cops. Despite Section 144 being imposed across the city, protesters came in large numbers to voice out their dissent against the CAA.
Despite Section 144 being imposed, a massive crowd has gathered outside Town Hall. If I could just ask our camera person to show you the number of people who gathered here with banners, placards, saying that they do not accept this bill, and this is a clear case of fascism by the government. People from all walks of life are here protesting, and as you can see, banners of Azadi are being shown. Now, Azadi, ब्राह्मणवाद से आज़ादी, भूखमरी से आज़ादी, मनुवाद से आज़ादी, भेदभाव से आज़ादी, हम लेके रहेंगे आज़ादी. So the slogans of Azadi are reverberating here in the air. There you go, another protester is being dragged away. They're being put into bus here. The BMTC buses that are waiting for the protesters, they're being put into the bus and they are being taken to places. They've been taken to police stations like Sampangiram Nagar, Adugodi CR grounds and many other places where they are being detained. As you can see there, they clearly are saying that they are not violating any rules and they're just demanding justice and are opposing the CAA Act. Despite Section 144 being imposed, these people are protesting here outside Town Hall.
Protesters were seen performing namaz on the streets, and many of them came together and formed a human chain. Chants of Azadi filled the cold Bengaluru air, and protesters demanded that the CAA shouldn't be introduced. Traffic thrown out of gear across city. The agitators, however, were protesting in multiple places and key roads across the city. This resulted in the traffic being choked across the city and motorists were left cursing their fate.
Traffic is today, it is a bit heavy, madam. Majestic and even in town hall and even in market and even in the Majestic everywhere, it is a bit more traffic today. Protest is purely waste. Nobody knows what is the intention of the protest. It is very good for Muslims. It is very good for any city, every citizens. But nobody knows what exactly is the things. Everybody is doing the things which is not at all correct.
There was also an African national who was protesting against the CAA. Her phone was snatched off. She was heard screaming that she wanted her phone back.
Let me just talk to one of the person here and try and understand what is your demand. Section 144 is in place, but still you're protesting.
Sir, we want a justice, okay? Not for the all. We are our personality like all our religions, okay? We want a justice, sir. We want to live near town hall, no means Vidhan Soda. 2 hours, any option we have to live, sir. Like we want option near Vidhan Soda, RS town hall. That's it we want, sir. We don't want the NRC or Beke.
This is what the government is saying. Amit Shah and Modi are saying that Indian Muslims won't be affected by this. They should not worry. So what is the point of protest then?
I can tell you the CAB is the bill for the India. So where can you give the employment for the coming people from the Pakistan, coming people from the Bangladesh, coming people from the Afghanistan? You cannot give you cannot give the employment for the Indian people, Indian citizen. How can you give a citizenship for the Bangladeshi? How can you give a citizenship the Pakistan? How can you give a citizenship the Afghanistan? And the other, coming to the other side, you go for the Bihar, you go for the UP, you go for the Assam. Being a person, being a 80 years, being a 70 years, they don't have any citizenship proof. How can you prove? How can you give a citizenship bill for the outcoming peoples?
Vatal Nagraj also detained by cops. KCVP President Vatal Nagraj was also detained by cops from his residence in Dollars Colony as a precautionary measure and was taken to the Sadashivanagar police station. Shivajinagar MLA detained by cops. Shivajinagar MLA Rizwan Arshad was also a part of the protest and said that basic fundamental rights of citizens were being snatched away.
From Shivajinagar, Mr. Rizwan Arshad, let us just ask him what exactly brings him here, sir.
I have come here to oppose Section 144 imposed on the state. I want to ask the Chief Minister one question. When the protests were very peaceful from last 3 days, no public property was damaged, nobody was injured, very peaceful protest. In a democracy, protest is our right. I want to ask the Chief Minister, what was the reason to impose Section 144? That is my first question. Was there any violence? When there was no violence, when there was no situation which warranted 144 section to be imposed, why have you imposed? Just because you don't want people to protest in a democracy. Do you think this is ruled by Hitler? This is Gandhi's land. This is not Hitler's land. We will not allow this to happen.
There are allegations that Congress is trying to stir up sentiments and making sure that people are coming out on the streets without any reason. What do you have to say about that?
Students from universities, students from colleges are coming out. Do you think they'll come with our provocation or with anybody's provocation? This is BJP's provocation. BJP has mistaken their manifesto and their agenda to be the Constitution of India. Baba Saheb Ambedkar has given a very sound constitution. We are for the constitution, they are against the constitution.
So now the situation might also get out of hand, but as being a leader yourself, what do you have to say? Shouldn't you be stopping people from coming out?
I have not come here to incite violence. I have come here to lend my support peacefully. These are peaceful protesters. Nobody is inciting any violence, and I am against any kind of violence. Okay, so we have right to dissent. We have right to come out with our feelings. In a democracy, we have right to protest. So I have come for my right. They have come for their right. We are all together protest in a peaceful manner against the conspiracy of the BJP government, against the conspiracy imposed on us by Mr. Amit Shah ji and the Narendra Modi ji. So this country will fight.
Jayanagar Congress MLA slams government. Protests are not politically motivated, says Soumya Reddy. Jayanagar MLA Soumya Reddy was also at town hall as a part of the protest. She said that a PIL has been filed against the imposition of Section 144 in the city, and these protests were not politically motivated by any one political party.
Right now we have with us Congress MLA Soumya Reddy, who has been a part of these protests from day one. Let us try and understand what exactly are your demands today, because Section 144 is in place. That means that no one is allowed to gather, but then people have gathered in large numbers and you're here as well. So what is the message that you're sending out?
See, every day, right from the day Citizenship Amendment Bill was tabled, people have been protesting. Why is it the government hasn't been listening to the people or voices of people? And after it was made into an act, a law, thousands of people gathered over here, right here in town hall. And all the protests, each and every one of them, mind you, have been peaceful. It is India. It is a democracy. We have the right to protest, infringe on our rights by putting Section 144. I have gone to High Court myself and put a petition saying that it is against Article 19 and also discriminating people based on a religion. This is against our constitution.
And one of the allegations that is being put by the central government is that Congress and other opposition parties are behind stirring up such sentiments, you know, the rumor mongering and all of that, which is why all these protests are being seen across the country.
I disagree. I am here because hundreds of people are here on the streets. Any elected representative, if they have a conscience, they should be out on the street, irrespective of party. This land belongs to people, not any particular party.
Protests end for the day at 4:30 p.m. Finally, the protest for the day concluded at 4:30 p.m. as agitators moved away from Town Hall and Mysore Bank Circle.
Right now I'm outside Town Hall, and let me just show you the situation here. You have police vans, police vehicles still standing here, but as of now there are no protesters. Every protester has dispersed. There were a few protesters standing here a while back. Even now they have been dispersed here, and as you can see here, there are police personnel still standing here, making sure that every last person who is around here is dispersed and the situation is completely brought under control.
All in all, it was a terrific Thursday thriller in Garden City, and going by the looks of it, these protests look like they won't end anytime soon, and protests will go on in the next few days to come. Ashish Parikh for News 9, Bengaluru.